Welcome back to Pilates by Brianna. Today's workout will be a full body workout with more focus on the abs and core strength. You don't need any other equipment other than your reformer and your Pilates box. We're going to be starting with single leg footwork settings. So on my balanced body machine, I have on 2 heavy reds, 1 medium blue. Headrest can be up or down to start. So go ahead, get everything set up, and we'll get started.
You can come to lay on your backs. Heels will go on the bar and find a neutral position. Feet will be flexed towards you, and we're going to start with marching. So as you press out, you're going to bring one knee in towards the chest, and then both feet will come on the bar, press out, and the second leg in towards the chest, and we'll alternate here. Hands are down by your side, looking up at the ceiling. Exhale to press out, inhale back in, a natural position in your spine. Two more on each side. One more on each side, controlling the carriage against the springs, and bring the carriage in. You're going to put the left toes on the bar, right leg will go over the bar, toe pointed. For bicycle, as you press out, you'll bring your right knee in towards the chest, and then bring it back out long over the bar. And we'll do a few here like this, pressing out, resisting the springs back in. Two more. Last one. And bring it in, and we'll switch sides. Left toes on the bar, right leg over the bar. As you press out, left knee will come in towards the chest and extend back out over the bar as you bring the carriage in. Going for about 10 here. Steady breathing, steady pace, taking your time, warming up the body. Try not to rush through. One more to go, and bring the carriage back in. Left toes will go back on the bar, right leg over the bar. We're going to bicycle as we press out, and then pause, straighten the right leg up towards the ceiling, bend the right leg, and then shoot it back out over the bar. So bicycle the leg in, bring it up towards the ceiling, back to tabletop, and back over the bar. So depending on your flexibility, you might feel a little dynamic hamstring stretch on that right side as you straighten the leg up towards the ceiling. And we'll keep the right toes pointed. Last one here. And then we'll switch sides. Right toes on the bar, left leg over the bar. As you press out, you'll bicycle the left knee in, pause, bring it up towards the ceiling, back to tabletop, and back over the bar. So same thing, just on our second side. About 10 again, getting some nice warmth throughout the legs. This one will be the last one. And bring the carriage in. Heels will go on the bar, and you're going to lower the headrest down. If it was raised, we'll go into some bridges. So heels are hip distance apart, knees are parallel to one another. Tuck the tailbone as you engage the core and begin peeling the spine up off the carriage. Inhale at the top, exhale to roll it back down one by one. We'll go for about 5, getting some movement through the pelvis, warming up through the sacrum and the pelvis and the abdominals. Last one like this, and then we're going to add on to it. On your next exhale, you're going to roll the hips back up and then hold it up. Begin pressing the carriage out and in, we'll go for 5. As you press out, the knees and the hips will naturally lower. And when you bring the carriage in, really work through the hamstrings to pull it all the way into the stopper, and the hips will raise a little bit as you pull in. And roll back down. We're going to repeat that, but in single leg. Keep the left heel on the bar, right leg up towards the ceiling, and just up and down to start. We'll do 5 and then 5 of the press outs. So lifting the hips straight up and back down. 2 more. And then you'll lift the hips up again, hold it up 5 times out and in with that left leg. Right leg is still up towards the ceiling. Next time the carriage is at the stopper, you can roll the hips down and we'll switch sides. Right heel on the bar, left leg up towards the ceiling. The bridges to start, keeping the carriage in at the stopper, will go for 5. Feeling a lot of work through that right side. As you lift up, you're trying to keep the hips level. Don't let the left hip drop down. Next time the hips are up, you'll hold it up and press the carriage out and in 5 times. Next time the carriage is in at the stopper, you'll lower the hips down. Heels can go wide on the bar, and just windshield wiper the legs side to side, get a little release in the low back. We're going to go into the 100 next for an abdominal warm-up with varying leg positions. So to start, the legs will be in tabletop, arms will be long down by your side. In a chest lift, begin pumping the arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, straighten the legs overhead. Exhale. Inhale, lower the legs. Exhale. Inhale, pull the knees in. Exhale. Inhale, legs overhead. Exhale. Inhale, lower the legs. Exhale. Inhale, pull the knees in. Exhale. One more round through. Inhale, lift the legs up towards the ceiling. Exhale. Inhale, lower the legs. Exhale. And then pull the knees into the chest and rest. You can come off to your side. You will leave on one medium blue spring, take off the heavy reds, and we're going to put the long box on. So it'll take a minute to get set up. And then you're going to sit on the box with your feet on the headrest. Pick up the straps. We'll warm up some of our postural muscles. Holding onto the tapes, sitting up nice and tall, we'll do chest expansion. Elbows will stay straight as you pull the arms back, pause, and then release. Think of drawing the shoulder blades down your spine and together as you pull the arms back. So really active in our whole back body. Chin is parallel to the ground, you're looking straight ahead. Two more. And last one. You're going to cross the straps, holding on anywhere from the tape to the short loops. We'll warm up our external rotators. Elbows will be at your side. Elbows stay tucked in as you rotate the arms out and then back in. So we're thinking of using the muscles right behind our shoulders, our rotator cuff muscles. And last one here. You can uncross the straps, holding on to the short loops. Make sure you're sitting in the front of the box because we're going to roll back. Stay in a chest lift. Legs will be in tabletop, and we'll come into T arms. So in this position, you're going to bring the arms out to a T and then back to your hips. Out to a T, back to your hips. We're going to do about 2 more here and then add in some leg movements. So now, as you bring the arms out to a T, you'll straighten one leg, pull everything in. As you go out to a T, you'll switch legs. We've got 8 here. So out to a T, you'll straighten one leg. Stay lifted through the upper abdominals. Try to be on the very tip of your shoulder blades. Two more. Last one. We're going to repeat that in a Y. I'm going to my long loops. So now you're going to bring the arms up to a Y position and then back to your hips. We're staying in our chest lift and the legs will stay in tabletop. We have about 3 more here, and then we'll add in the leg extension again. 2 more. Last one like this. And now as you bring the arms to a Y, you'll straighten out one leg. Everything comes back in. Out to a Y and switch the leg. We'll do 8 again here. If the leg is too much, keep the legs in tabletop. Two more to go. Last one. And then you can let the feet come to the headrest. Rest the head down. We have one more set here, but we'll just take a little break. And then curl back up, legs in tabletop. I'm on the short loop for bicep curls. Bend the elbows in towards you and then straighten them. And we're going to layer on this one as well. Last one like this. Now you're going to do a bicep curl, shoot the arms overhead, circle them around and back to your hips. Bicep curl, shoot the arms overhead, circle them around and back to your hips. 3 more here. 2 more. Last one, stay lifted into the upper abdominals. We're going to do that same thing with the option to straighten out both legs. So bend the elbows, shoot the arms overhead as you straighten out the legs, circle the arms around as you pull the knees back in. 2 more. And last one. Good work, you guys. And then you can drop the feet to the headrest, come on up, and we'll hang up the straps. You're going to come off to your right, and we're going to start with a standing set. Right hand will be on the front part of the box. You're going to have the right foot slightly behind the left, and we're going to do a squat and a hinge. So you're bending both knees a little bit as you hinge your spine forward, and then use that left glute to come back to upright. So bend both knees a little bit as you hinge forward. The left glute will bring you back upright. Spine is straight the entire time. Last one like this. And then we'll add on. So now you're going to do that same thing. You'll hinge forward and then press the box back, press the carriage back a little bit. Carriage will come back in and stand up. So you have that hinge forward, press back with that right hand, bring the carriage in and back to upright. We'll go for 10 total. Thinking of working around the right shoulder as you press the carriage back. Last one. And then come to upright. We're going to go into a standing bird dog, so hinge forward. Left leg will straighten down by your side. You're going to lift the left arm and the right leg behind you, and then lower it all back down. Lift and lower. Slight bend in that left knee, spine is straight. You're going to feel a lot of the work in that left glute since it's holding the majority of your weight. Right hand is still lightly pressing on the front part of the box. Last one like this, and then we're going to add in that press back. So go into your standing bird dog, lower, press the box back and back in. Standing bird dog, lower, press into the box and back in. And again, feeling a lot of work in that left glute, that standing stabilizing leg. We've got 2 more. Last one. Good work, you guys. And then you're going to put both hands on the bar. Your left foot is going to come up on the carriage next to the box. Stand up, right leg will go behind you. Then the right leg will cross behind the left to the ground as you come into a little squat, lowering, and then back up. So you're using that left leg to lower down and control it back up. And right leg will just shoot behind you and then back down to a floor. So think curtsy lunge here, but more of a curtsy step down. Last time here. And then when you're up on the carriage, pause. You'll go on your left toes, press the carriage out as the right knee comes in, and then bring the carriage in as you bring the right leg back. So it's a moving plank, bending into that left knee to bring the carriage in. And we're just doing the opposite movement with the right leg. So we're reaching in opposition of one another to the legs and working a bit more into our deep abdominals. Spine is straight, you're strong through the arms, you're pressing the bar away from you. So you should be strong around the shoulder blades as well. Bring the carriage in and then come to sit on the box. You can do this sitting or kneeling. I'm coming to kneel on the box. Pick up the straps behind you. Elbows will be soft. We're going to do a big scoop with the arms. As you scoop the arms forward, you have the option of coming up on to a tall kneeling and then sitting back towards the heels, hovering the hips above the heels. So that'll be the order if you want to add some leg movement in. You can also stay kneeling down completely or, like I said, sitting, straddling the box. As you scoop the arms, you'll come upright using those quads, core is engaged. As you lower down, bring the hips to a hover. We'll make this one our last one, and then come to sit back on the heels. We're going to go into triceps, so bring the arms up and over, bend the elbows and straighten the elbows. Try to keep the elbows tucked in towards your head. Again, you can stay here, sitting back on the heels, or as you straighten the elbows, you can come to a tall kneeling, and then hips will go down towards the heels as you bend the elbows. So whichever variation works better for you today. Last one here. And then you could bring the arms around, hang up the straps, and step off to your right. We'll be starting with the standing hinge squat on the second side. So left leg will be a little bit behind you, behind the right. Your left hand is on the box. You're going to bend slightly into the knees as you hinge forward and then use that right glute to come up into standing or back to upright. So hinge forward, slight bend to the knees, right glute will bring you back to an upright position. We'll do about 10 here before adding in the pushback of the carriage. Last one like this. And then we'll add in that press back. So hinge forward, pause, press the carriage back a few inches, bring it back to the stopper, and then stand up. So when you do that press back, you're thinking about using the triceps, the lats, and around the shoulder blades to press back. Spine stays nice and straight when you're in that hinge position and still using that right glute to come back to an upright position. This will be our last one in this variation. And then we have the standing bird dogs. Hinge forward. You're going to straighten the right arm out and the left leg away from each other. They're reaching. And then lower everything back down. All your weight is in that right leg. Left hand is still on the box for balance, but working through our back extensors and again our glutes. Last one like this, and then we'll add the pressing into the box. So you'll do a standing bird dog, pause, press the box back, and bring it back in. Standing bird dog, and then press back. 8 more times here. Head is in line with your body, spine is straight. Focusing on form and strength, not rushing through this set. This is our last one. And then we have those curtsy step downs. So your your right foot will go onto the carriage, both hands on the bar. Left leg is going to go out behind you. And then the left leg will cross behind the right, step down, and then back up. So using that right glute to help control the motion. And you're reaching with that left leg as well as you come to the up position. One more like this. And then we have our moving plank. So now you're going to press back the carriage as you bring the left knee in towards the chest. And you're just alternating that movement here. You're on the right toes. The heels can be lifted. Nice, slow, controlled is kind of the theme for this one. Spine is straight. Head is in line with the spine. Strong through the core, working our deep abdominals. Stay strong for these last 2. Last one. Bring the carriage in, and then you can step down. We'll stretch out our hips. You're going to put one leg, we're going to do a pigeon pose, so put one leg up on the box. The knee is at a 90-degree angle. You can step the standing leg back a few, so that way you're kind of leaning into the stretch, and just melt over the box. You can either stay forward, or you can do a slight rotation towards your knee as you lean into this stretch, feeling the outer hip stretching. And then you can gently press up, and we'll switch sides. The opposite leg will come up on the box into our pigeon pose here. and come on up. Put on a few more springs, that way the carriage stays steady. Turn the box to short box, and we're going to do some side overs. Come to sit on the box. I have my right side closest to the foot bar. The right foot will be in the strap, and your left foot will be in a Z-sit position. Right leg is straight. And we're going to do a mermaid here. Arms will start in a T. As you go over the well, you'll bring the left arm up and over, and then come back up and find your T. So using the obliques to control you down and to bring you back up. And just a long sweeping motion with the arms to get some movement and a little bit of an additional lever arm, so a little bit harder on the core. One more here. And come back up. Hands will go behind your head. Now you're going to go into the well, pause, rotate to face the well, come back to side lying, bending, and then come back up. So it's a nice asymmetric hold when you do that rotation, getting some nice movement in the spine, but really working into our internal and external obliques. Two more repetitions. Last one. And then we have one more thing here. Turn to face the bar, keep the right foot in the strap, bring the left leg into tabletop, and the hands will go behind your head. You're going to scoop, roll back as you straighten out the left leg, and as you come up, you'll rotate, bringing the right elbow to the left knee. So think bicycle, we're doing it in a reclined position now. Right foot is still in the strap. As you go back, you straighten out the left leg, and use that core, your exhale to come up, bringing the elbow to the knee, that nice rotation. And rest. And then we'll go into the second side. Left foot will go into the strap, turn to face the other direction, hands in a T. We'll side bend over the box as the left arm shoots overhead, and then come back upright, arms to a T. And we'll do a few here. One more to go. And then when you're back to upright, hands will go behind your head. You're going to side bend over, pause, rotate to face the well, come back to your side bending, and use that left oblique to come back up, finding that left rib to hip connection. We'll make this one our last one. And then you're going to turn to face the foot bar, keep the left foot in the strap, right leg will come into tabletop, hands behind your head, scoop, roll back as you straighten out the right leg, and as you come up, you'll come into that rotation, bring the left elbow to the right knee. Last one. And then you can take your feet out of the strap. I like to just round over towards my feet, getting a nice stretch in the spine. And then you can roll on up, come on off, and we are done with the box. We're going to finish with feet and straps. I'm going to put on 2 heavy red springs, whatever your feet and strap settings are. And then you can come to lay on your back. Headrest can be up or down, your preference, and put your feet in the long loops. And we'll start with our frog, heels together, toes apart, knees in line with the shoulders. As you press out, the inner thighs will come together. And as you bring the carriage back in, the knees will go wide. So our nice frog. You can come a little past 90 degrees when you bring the hips in if you would like, but keep the hips on the carriage. Next time the legs are straight, you'll hold them straight, stay in that Pilates V. Legs will go up towards the ceiling. Again, keep the hips on the carriage and then lower the legs back down to the diagonal. Staying in that Pilates V, inner thighs are zipped together. You might feel a little stretch in your hamstrings as the legs go overhead, depending on your flexibility. Next time the legs are overhead, we'll go into our big hip circles. Keep the legs together as you lower them down. Circle them away from one another, around and up towards the ceiling, and we'll repeat. So big hip circles going as wide as you feel comfortable, getting some nice joint movement in both hips. Last time in this direction. And then when the legs are overhead, we'll reverse. Open them out wide, pull them around and down, and then they'll stay together as they come up through center. Last time around. And then when the legs are overhead, pause. Lower the legs. And then you're going to bend the left knee. The foot will come to the outside of the frame towards the ground. And then the right leg will go up towards the ceiling. So we're stretching the hip flexors, the quad to that left side, and the hamstring of the right. You can grab hold on the strap of the right if you would like, and pull that right leg towards you for more of a stretch. To come out of this stretch, you'll bend the right knee, press out with the right leg, and that'll help bring the left leg up. And then we'll switch sides. Bend the right knee, the foot will go on the outside of the frame, finding the floor. The left leg will go up towards the ceiling. Pull on the strap of the left leg for more of a stretch in the left hamstrings. And we'll hang out here for a few breaths. And then you could put tension on that left strap to bring the right leg up. Take the feet out of the straps and you are all set. I hope you enjoyed this workout. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button, share, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys next time.